What up? What up? What up? What up, Laker Nation? Your boy DTLF back with another video. Welcome back to Laker City, man. Long summer ahead. We're still counting down the days, man. We got about like 70 something days till the first preseason action. So a lot to talk about, though, man. I've been holding this video because I wanted to just release everything all at once. I didn't want to come with little clips here and there. Make it a good conversation nonstop. But the Christmas Day games were just released, man, and I gotta say, I'm happy that we're gonna get a nice little Christmas Day present when we wax that ass versus the San Diego Clippers. So that should be fun, guys. It looks like the Clippers Lakers, coming up on Christmas Day. I can't wait. Honestly, I've been waiting for this for a long time. Guaranteed victory, guaranteed home court advantage, guaranteed victory, Lakers, Clippers. But we got a lot more to talk about, not just the Christmas Day games, which I'm going to get a little into right now. But I wanted to talk about, the actual schedule will be released pretty soon. Now, I don't have a date just yet, but as soon as it releases, I will let you guys know, and I will break it down game by game, and we're going to predict how many wins realistically the Lakers can get this season. So I cannot wait for that. And the other Christmas Day games we got, New Orleans at Denver. I mean, New Orleans should be fun to watch. Denver is going to be a good team. So that should be a pretty good game. Boston at Toronto. I'm not really too excited for that, of course. But other notable games that Shams is announcing is the Clippers. Kawhi Leonard will be at Toronto December 11th. Who cares? I'm not going to be watching that. The Lakers, Anthony Davis will be back in New Orleans November 27th, so that should be fun. We get to see AD go back and serve up some home cooking. That should be excited. And then we're going to get the Rockets, Russell Westbrook at Oklahoma City, January 9th. So there's kind of a ways away. Now, you guys do see the thumbnail, and it's definitely not clickbait. Now, why did I put Carmelo Anthony in a Lakers uniform? Well, I'm split with Carmelo, man. I'm going to tell you guys why. I heard his take on First Take this morning with Stephen A. Smith. And I got to say, I'm rooting for the guy. However, I still don't want him to be a Laker for this simple reason. Now, during the interview, he mentioned that he just wants to play. Yes, he wants to win the championship, but above all else, he just wants to play. Now, in my opinion, this is the wrong answer for Carmelo to have, especially based on the fact that no team wants to touch him simply because he cares more about playing time than player development, than being a good vet in the locker room and stuff like that. So to me, Carmelo Anthony, even though he says he's matured and all that, and he's willing to take any role, at the end of the day, his instincts will kick in. For example, if Kuzma's having a bad game and he's starting, you don't think Carmelo will be frustrated if he still has to come off the bench? Or if Kuzma has a bad stint to start the season, then Carmelo might start something with the coach, trying to get him to start him over Kuz, stuff like that. So for that reason, I do not want Carmelo on the Lakers. However, I am rooting for Duke to get on a roster and hopefully get some playing time. I feel you got to feel for the guy, man. Honestly, it reminds me a lot of the way Allen Iverson went out. The way AI went out before he retired was sad. I mean, first he got traded a couple of times. He ended up in Memphis where he didn't get no PT, and then he ended up getting cut. So, you definitely have to feel for Melo. Melo will always be a scoring icon in the league. A lot of young kids I remember growing up with used to love Carmelo. They used to say Melo when they used to shoot. So believe it or not, he was really, really good for you young cats that didn't really get to see him play too much, especially in his Denver Nuggets days on offense. However, everything else to be determined. He really never developed his game to contribute in other ways. So for that reason, I'd rather keep the roster spot open. However, he did mention that he's not trying to pull any favors and get LeBron to get him on the roster or anything like that. So I appreciate that. That's a good mentality to have, man. You really shouldn't ask for handouts, especially at his age, right? Yes, he's friends with Chris Paul and LeBron James, but I don't mean that he automatically gets to be on a roster. However, I do feel like they're disrespecting him. And talking about disrespect, I'll get to the comment section just in a little bit, guys. I got you guys. But talking about disrespect, my boy, Big Baby Jonathan on Twitter made a video that got me to thinking. I mean, it's true. LeBron James has been through some crazy disrespect this offseason. First of all, he got 0 MVP votes. We're talking about an MVP favorite if he stays healthy last season to no MVP votes this season, which is just shocking. Nobody really voted the Lakers to win the championship. It's just a Laker hate thing, and it's trickling down to LeBron. They even criticizing the man for supporting children. Seriously, for being excited at his son's high school basketball game. That's crazy, guys. That's absurd. I don't understand where this is coming from. It kind of drives me nuts to see when major sports outlets don't stick to sports. Now they want to talk about how to parent. They're talking about he's overshadowing his son. Are you serious? His son should be proud to have a mega star like his dad make time to come watch his games. I never grew up with a father, but I imagine it must be nice. I don't see where I don't see, where the bad part comes from. He's probably proud of his dad, and his dad's proud of him. And on top of that, come on, you got to be the coolest kid on campus when your dad's LeBron James and he comes to your games. That would be pretty dope, man. That's all I'm saying. But people will always find a way to knock him. Surprisingly, Skip Bayless actually stood up for him, which shocked me. And they kind of reversed roles because Shannon Sharp kind of criticized him a little bit, which is ridiculous. But, it is what it is. At the end of the day, as soon as you don the purple and gold jersey, you become a target. And LeBron James is the latest example of what's really, truly going on. And we can see the biasness, man. Everybody was on LeBron's you-know-what. And as soon as he joined the Lakers, everybody hopped off real quick, and now they're on the Clippers. So I think it's crazy, man, to me, to see something like that, man. And I'm just going to keep enjoying all this bashing because at the end of the day, LeBron just recently tweeted he's keeping receipts, man. He's ready to start the season, and he's going to ether everybody during the season. So I cannot wait for that. Another Laker news, right quick before I get to the comment section. I promise you guys, not ignoring you. Really quick. Demarcus Cousins they've been showing some clips of him, man, and he looks good. His handles look good. His explosion's still not all the way there, but it's to be expected at this point. But he looks slimmer. He's basically dropping big numbers in the Pro-Am. During the summer rec league games, he's beasting. His last stat line read something like, and I'm not exactly sure what it was, but it was something like 37 points, 15 rebounds, like 4 blocks. The guy's just filling up the stat sheet. So, you got to be excited, man. I can't wait to see what Bug does, what the Lakers say. Hey, what up, T? What's up, everybody? I cannot wait. It's getting really exciting. I know we still got a ways to go, but the NBA does a great job of kind of spreading things out. Look, they just dropped the Christmas Day games, Lakers, Clippers, amongst others. So they keep the conversation going, and truly, I love it. That's why the NBA is the best league out there in the world, in my opinion, even though, of course, we can debate, we can go back and forth on that. But you got to love the way they just spread stuff around, man. They just Kane Flores, do I have a P.O. box? I don't have one anymore, but shout out to all you guys that sent me something, man. I appreciate it. I truly do. I haven't had a chance to go and pay it off to renew it. So, yeah, I don't have one at the moment. He said, what about bringing Shump and not wait for Iggy because Grizzlies playing hardball? Nah, man, you got to wait for Iguodala because you don't want to have that roster spot filled up, and then all of a sudden Iguodala gets cut, and then the Clippers get him or something like that. So, you want to be able to play your cards right. We have plenty of depth right now, and we just got to sit back and wait to see what happens. Now, if Iguodala makes a stupid mistake of going to the Clippers that are already kind of stacked at the wing position, that's up to him. But if he wants to win the championship and he wants to be smart and get some PT, then he should sign here once he gets cut. Now, we don't know what's going to happen with Iguodala. They could end up trading him, holding on to him, using him as a locker room veteran presence. I don't know. Hey, what's up, Kevin? How you doing, bro? Good to see you, man. Good to see all you. T, everybody. I see you guys, man. It feels like forever. It's only been a week, but I miss you guys. I truly do. I'm so used to, during the season, night in and night out, I'm dropping videos, and then all of a sudden, I got to wait a week for some good news to drop or something like that. So, what's up, Father Abbas? How you doing, bro? Good to see you, too. If the Lakers can't get Iggy, would you take Melo? I just kind of mentioned why I wouldn't take Melo. It's not because I don't like him. I like Melo the person. It's just that he still has the wrong mindset. All he cares about is playing time. If you heard his interview with Stephen A., he said the wrong things. If I'm a team, I still don't pick him up simply because he's saying the wrong things. Yes, he said he'll accept the role off the bench, But like I said, old habits die hard, and he's used to being a primary scorer on a team. And if he joins a roster like the Lakers, like I said, an example would be Kuzma struggling to get off the gates strong. Then Carmelo could have a strong case with the coach and be like, "Yo, coach, put me in. I could play better than that. I could be more efficient." We don't want that. Those are distractions. That's chemistry problems. Carmelo hasn't shown the ability to be a great teammate just yet. When he says, "You know what, I'm willing to come on any team, whether they play me or not, and just be a good role model, good example, take the young guys under the wing, and if they need me to play, I'll play." When he says that, I'm sure a team will pick him up. But for now, to me, he still lacks that ability to accept anything the team throws at him. What he mainly emphasizes, yes, he wants a championship, but mainly he wants to play. So I don't know. Hopefully the Clippers move to Seattle. Wait, what did T say? I missed your comment. She said, it doesn't seem like forever, but it does seem like forever, but the Lakers' passion is diehard. Absolutely, man. We still here. We still counting down the days. We still looking at our Twitter every single day. Absolutely. He said, Dan, he's humble. Trust me. I don't know, man. Like I said, he really emphasized playing a lot. And that's not what you want to hear if you're a front office. A front office is looking at Melo as a defensive liability. They're looking at Melo as an inefficient scorer who needs a lot of shots. That's what he's been throughout his career. He's been a high-volume scorer. And they're looking at him as a potential distraction if he doesn't get a lot of playing time. So you don't want to add somebody that still has some sort of an ego and doesn't have the same type of production, right? It's like, again, sad to say it, but it's what happened to Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson did not want to come off the bench for the Memphis Grizzlies. His ego was way up here. Never again did he get a shot in the NBA. So it's unfortunate. I wish Melo would just say the right things and just say, you know what, whether I play or not, I just want to be a part of a roster, and I want to help the young kids grow and all that. Because then, I seen him working out with Kuzma. I seen him. He has the potential to be a mentor type of vet. And the thing is, there's always injuries throughout the season. So, there's always going to be opportunities if you just humble yourself and relax, right? Jason Farmer said, watch the Clippers destroy the Lakers on Christmas. Nah, not going to happen, fam. But I'll watch you get blocked, though. The stupid comment of the day. We're going to start a donkey of the day comment for every Clipper fan that comes in here, man, thinking that they have a shot. Hey, what up, Laker Nation for life? How you doing, G? She said, what's going on, Dan? Are you and your girl down to go with me and the homies to a Laker Clipper game? Man, you know what? I'm so down. However, I'm not sure. I don't think we work on Christmas Day, but I will have to make sure because I work during the day. So that would be awesome, though. That would definitely be – I'll be down for sure. But I'll just have to make sure with my job and make sure that I'm cleared. So just let me know ahead of time if you're going to get tickets so I can get some tickets as well. And that would be dope. Maybe we could even vlog it. If we get the Pelicans version of DC, it's over, ladies and gents. You said you got jokes. He wins. You said it hurt seeing Melo practically begging for a job and being that being said, I do not want to see him as a Lakers. Watch the Lakers crush the Clippers fans' dreams. Yeah, man. I like Melo as a player. I never really loved this game because he never really transformed into something else. But, we wanted to see him, Melo the playmaker, Melo the defender, the rebounder. Just do other little things to help your team win. But had he done that, he'd still be in the league, guaranteed, because he definitely has offensive skills. King Mamba LA, thank you, bro. I appreciate the donation. He said, after Melo interview, I wouldn't mind taking him. He almost convinced me. That's why I put the thumbnail like that. I wanted to have the conversation about it, but I feel like Kuzma's about to blow, and we don't need no distractions, man. We don't need nobody standing in his way, and Melo could potentially be that dude, especially because he wants playing time. That's what he's asking for. Is there another game they're playing besides Christmas Day? I'll pray for you and your girl. Oh, no, you don't have to pay for a ticket. You've done enough, Laker girl. Trust. But I would love to go meet you there and hang out. That would be awesome. You don't have to pay for it, so I don't want to take advantage of you like that. But thank you so much for the offer. Is there another game? Yeah. I just know that the Christmas Day game is during the day. I'm not sure if I work that day. I would have to investigate. But if not, then we could definitely look into some tickets. I hit you up on Twitter for sure, man. I got you. Don't worry. But it would be fun, definitely, man. And anybody who wants to join us, That would be a blast. Meeting a couple of you guys, cheering alongside my great Laker fan base, man. Ooh. Hey, Dan, if the man says he can still play, give him a chance off the bench. Trust me, fam. Look, I'm open to it. I'm not cheering for it simply because, like I said, I know we don't need any drama. This is a championship season. We don't need anything coming off the bench. We don't need anything that could potentially start complaining about playing time and stuff like that. That's my only thing. That's my only thing. If it wasn't for that, man, then yeah, I would throw. If he would have came on the interview and said, you know what, I'm willing to do anything to help a team out, to help a team win a championship, even if that means I get zero playing time. That's what the front office wants to hear. They don't want to hear, as long as I get minutes. They don't want to hear that. That's not what we're trying to hear. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying, man. At the end of the day, we need him to completely humble himself before we go for him. This is a crucial year. I think if LeBron wanted to call in the favor, I think he would. But I think even he knows Carmelo. I think even he knows Carmelo Anthony's tendencies. So, he said Melo is high ego player. Don't want him. Yeah, that's my biggest fear, and we definitely don't need that type of player this season, right? We need defensive players, which we've gotten plenty of them. Danny Green, Avery Bradley, guys like that who can all play on both sides of the floor. He said, can you do a meetup at one of the games for Clippers versus Lakers? Would love to meet you. What I could do is, and I'm gonna link up with the Laker girl and any other fans that want to just mob it over there. That'd be cool with me. I will buy the tickets and I'll let you know in what section I bought them so y'all could get them nearby. And then I definitely, of course, y'all can come up to me, meet with me. If y'all get the tickets next to me, we can sit together. That would be great. Yeah, heck yeah. He said, I wanted the Lakers to bring back the blue and white jerseys. Those are pretty hard, huh? Those were pretty hard. They remind me of the Dodgers for sure. Hey, Michael Muse, thanks so much, man. I truly appreciate the donation. Man, thank you so much. He said, did Iggy get bought out? Let me check my Twitter timeline. I've seen a couple people comment on it. If it happened while I was on here. But not confirmed as of right now. I can go through it, see what's up. Oh, the Mavericks All-Star Kristaps Porzingis makes his return to New York on November 14th to play the Knicks. If he's healthy, that would be fun to watch. Let's see what else. Yeah, I don't see anything Iguodala related. Nah, I think people are trolling. I would have seen it on my timeline by now. So, yeah, probably not, fam. Iguodala would be sweet. That's my ideal target. But we do not, honestly, we do not need him to win a championship. We could use him, but we don't need him. We have more than enough as we stand right now. Anything else we get is going to be like a cherry on top. We have the whole cake. It's set up. We're set up for success. We have a great coaching staff. We have 2 superstars and a bunch of great up-and-coming players like Kuz. We got Boogie, who if he comes back healthy, that's another all-star. We have plenty of firepower right now. So don't hold your breath for Iguodala because at the end of the day, I'm going to keep it 100 with you. That might not happen. Why? Memphis is trying to get some sort of return for him. We can't afford to trade anybody. And most of the guys we re-sign won't be tradable till December unless Memphis was willing to accommodate Iggy and hold on to him till December, till we can trade like a KCP or something like that for him. I doubt. Most likely he will get bought out, but I don't know when. It could be at any point. Kevin King says, no, Iggy is not bought out yet, but I don't see the Grizzlies keeping Iggy the whole year for $17 million. Does not make sense. I agree with you, bro. Absolutely. I understand what you're saying. It doesn't make sense. He said not a part of their future and taking up a roster spot. But I think they know his value. They know teams want him. So I expect them to try to get him maybe for like a late first round or early second round pick. You never know. They're going to want something. Dan, Avery Bradley is a huge pickup. Boston AB this season. He is a dog on D. And the best part is I've heard that Avery Bradley is now healthy, 100% healthy. He's cleared. Now, he's been playing injured, and even last season he averaged 15.9 points per game. Always great defensively. So at the end of the day, we're getting a much healthier roster than what was anticipated. Greetings from Venezuela. Hey, shout out to Venezuela. What's up, bro? How you doing, man? Unless the Grizzlies are teaming up with the Clippers and trying not to help the Lakers, whole league is against us. That could also be the case for sure, man. You just never know. Dan, I think Carmelo is very regretful now. He had many chances to team up with another star and compete for the title, but he took the money instead. We'll see, man. I truly hope he gets a shot somewhere. Just not sure it's with the Lakers. I'm split on that still. Michael Muse, thank you again, man. I appreciate it. He said Clippers are the only team who have not been to the conference finals. Dang, I didn't even know that. Really? In the history of the league, or are we talking like recent history? Wow, I didn't know they were the only team. That's crazy. They truly are cursed. They should get out of our city as soon as possible. What up, Dan? Glad I caught the live. I'm at work. Hey, what's up, JR? Keep doing your thing, man. Keep working, bro. Clippers are doo-doo. That's a fact. I can't even argue that. That's 100% legit, man. Did we get Melo or something? No, we did not get Melo, but there's a possibility that a team might give him a shot. We're just debating whether the Lakers should or shouldn't. Ultimately, I think we shouldn't give him a shot for the reason that we have Kuzma. And has Carmelo, throughout the history of his career, ever shown the ability to take a player under his wing and develop him? Well, we know that him and Kristaps Porzingis developed a good relationship, but I'm not sure that's a good thing because he ended up requesting a trade out of New York. So a lot of Knicks fans actually believe Carmelo Anthony was the main culprit in all that. They think that he rubbed off on him and his ego went higher. Let's not forget, when Kristaps first came into the league, he was very humble. And he did get a little cocky by the end of the stretch there in New York. So we wouldn't like anything like that to happen to Kuz. We have good vets around him right now. Guys like Jared Dudley, Danny Green, LeBron James, Anthony Davis. I think we need to keep that positive energy. How many games will the Lakers series go? 4 games? The Lakers-Clippers series? That's a sweep. We're sweeping the Clippers for sure. For sure. He said against the Clippers. Yep. That's a sweep, man. I'm not giving the Clippers an inch. Kuz has been working out with Carmelo. I know that. I know he's been working out with Carmelo. And that's good because if you guys remember when he first came into the league, I always said he reminded me a little bit of Carmelo Anthony's face-up game. That's one of the first things. I think I was one of the first people to say that before everybody else started taking notice. But we don't want him to pick up his poor defensive habits, his lack of playmaking, and his ego. Those are things we don't want rubbing off. Let's not forget this happened before. When we had guys like Nick Young and Lou Williams, look what that did to Jordan Clarkson and D'Angelo Russell as far as ego goes, right? We need humble guys to rub off on our young kids, guys that put in the work and are more action than talk. He said, Dan, do the Lakers need another small forward to play against George and Kawhi? Yeah, I mean, we could definitely use Iguodala, of course, but there's plenty of other options. Some people look, Rhodey thinks Kenneth Faried would be a good fit. I'm not sure about Kenneth Faried. I like his hustle. I like the way he plays. He plays hard, but he can't stretch the floor. And he's not really fit for what the NBA is nowadays. He's an undersized big man who can't really shoot consistently. So, I mean, he's another body that could potentially bang versus Harrell, somebody else to wear him down. But we have plenty of big bodies. I don't think we need another big body. Another wing would be perfect, in my opinion. Dan, what do you see happening with Chris Paul? I could see the Thunder trying to develop young players, and obviously they might clash with Chris Paul wanting to compete. So he might get bought out or traded maybe around the trade deadline. And keep a lookout for him, though. I think it'll be a chemistry problem if we do add Chris Paul. That's the only reason I don't like him. Yes, I like his skill set. He's a big crybaby. I don't like his personality. And we know the history with him and Rondo, so I don't think that'll work out at all unless we traded Rondo. But I'd rather have Rondo, who is pretty much been to the finals and has put in work, rather than CP3. I feel like CP3 is somewhat of a diva. I definitely don't want him. Who's coming off the bench for Anthony Davis? I mean, take your pick. It could be JaVale McGee. Take your pick, man. We have plenty of big men. We have who else do we have? We have JaVale. We have Demarcus. It could be either of those two, man. Or we can pick up a third big man, but I don't know. I feel like we have plenty of bigs right now. And a lot of times we're going to go small ball. Don't be surprised if Kuz is playing the 4. Do I watch Stranger Things? I saw season 1 a while back, and I haven't seen any of the recent seasons. But I've been watching a show. It's actually ironically made by Amazon, for Prime members. But it's called The Boys, and it's really good. It's about anti-heroes. It's graphic, so don't watch it with your kids. But it's a fun show to watch. It's probably the most fun I've had watching a series since Game of Thrones. That's how good it is. So definitely check that out if you have Amazon Prime or any other streaming website. What do I think about Crawford? I like Jamal Crawford, but again, this year is a championship year. It's not an experimental year. I would have said yes to Jamal Crawford if it was like last year when we weren't expected to win a title, right? We just wanted to compete. Then I would have said yeah. I'll say no now because we know he don't play defense. We know other than score, he really doesn't do much. I want players that are multidimensional, like Iguodala, guys like the ones we picked up, guys like Danny Green who could play both sides of the ball. That's what I want. Yeah, it's called The Boys. Yep, you're right, bro. Cisco. Check it out, man. Definitely. Luke Mbamute is a good option. I like him as well. But I think there'll be better options around the trade deadline. Once players get cut and all that, that'll be extremely fun to watch. I think, obviously, we have LeBron and AD. There will definitely be options there for us. That's another reason why we might, be keeping the roster spot open. He said, Cousins and Bradley said Rondo was a big part of them choosing the Lakers. CP3 is not worth it, the drama. 100% agree, brother. 100% agree. See, when people look at players like Chris Paul, they just look at his offensive skill set, but they don't look at he's pretty much a chemistry killer. He went to the Clippers. Blake Griffin hated him after that. DeAndre didn't get along with him after that. He went to the Rockets, and obviously he ended up getting traded because he didn't get along with James Harden. I think he was only good in New Orleans because he was young and his ego hadn't reached its peak, But, he's definitely not worth the drama, especially when we have guards off the bench like Caruso, like Quinn Cook that could actually stroke the ball pretty well and do damage for us. So, is Chris Paul a necessity? Not really. Dan, do you think Kobe would have won a championship if Chris Paul if the trade had went through? Absolutely, man. Absolutely. But I like that question because I think Chris Paul was in his prime then. Him and Kobe both have strong personalities. I don't know if they would have bumped heads or not. Most likely, yes. But Kobe is a real leader. I think Kobe commands respect. You have to bend to his will. He's that type of guy. He leads by example. He's always in the locker room. Hey, John Doe, appreciate you, bro. Thanks for the donation. He's always in the locker room, leading by example. Yes, he'll call you out, but if I was a player, I don't know any other type of player that I would allow to mistreat me and like pretty much drag me through the mud other than Kobe, who dragged himself through the mud first. Like he'll go through all the pain and suffering, and then he'll drag you along for the ride. I think those are the only kind of superstars you allow to treat you that way. And Kobe was that type of guy, man. He led by example. Pau Gasol fell in line, ended up with 2 championships. Shaq didn't fall in line, but Kobe was still in development. Very similar to Chris Paul when he was in New Orleans, right? Still in development, So would you give Dwight Howard another shot? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And it has nothing to do with his personal life off the court. I can give a dang. That's his own business. But I just don't like him. He's heartless. He's smiling. He's like the Joker of basketball, man. You can't take him serious. We don't need that kind of clown on a championship run contender type team. Actually, Joakim Noah is still available. If we really needed a big, I'd rather get him because that guy at least plays with heart. Yeah, he might not have as much skill or whatever, but I much prefer the guy who plays with heart than the guy who just clowns around all day. And you know what? We never really liked Dwight here in LA. He was never a fit. Like we said, soft, man. What is my starting lineup? I'm getting used to this question, man. I'm starting to really, really like this question because I've seen all kinds of different variations of a starting lineup. But my starting lineup, and I know I've heard Frank Vogel debunk the rumor of LeBron James playing point guard, but I would play LeBron at the point. Good luck to everybody else guarding him. at least on the offensive side. Defensively, then you could throw Danny Green on the guards and stuff like that. But point guard LeBron, shooting guard Danny Green for defensive purposes and stretching the floor. Obviously, we're going to need some floor spacers. Small forward, Kyle Kuzma. Power forward, Anthony Davis. Center, JaVale McGee. To me, what that does is that presents to you the biggest lineup in the league, the most defensive-oriented, lankiest lineup in the league. Think about it. JaVale McGee and Anthony Davis, that's probably the best shot-blocking duo that we probably ever seen if they click, right? And then you'd have Danny Green's length with Kuzma on the wing and LeBron James. Oh, man. I don't know any teams that would want to go up against that huge lineup. But the beauty of it is that Frank Vogel is going to be able to tinker. If he's really smart, depending on every night, different matchups for different lineups, right? So if we play a team that's going small, you might be able to get away with Kyle Kuzma at the 4 and AD at the center, or even Demarcus Cousins at the center and AD at the 4. I mean, we have so many options. It's beautiful. Beautiful. You said Bron ain't playing with Joakim Noah. Now, that was just hypothetically speaking. I was talking about Joakim. Hypothetically, I prefer him over Dwight, but I'm not saying I want Joakim Noah. Even though I liked him in his prime, I was a big fan of his when he was with Chicago. That was fun to watch. But, yeah, I'm not saying that's what we need. Obviously, I said we need a wing player. Have you seen JaVale working out at the Mamba Sports Academy? He's putting in huge work, and I want to see him in the starting lineup unless Cousins plays out of his mind. I agree with that. I'd rather defense than offense in the starting lineup, but there's going to be nights when we need Demarcus to floor space and we need him to go to work to take some pressure off of AD. Hey, what's up, Father Bass? What's up, Brody? How you doing, man? He said you could go Bradley, LeBron, and Green. He at the 6'6" can defend the 2 and the 3. That's another good option. You could also definitely start Bradley, and that ramps up your defense by a lot. Do you really think Melo deserves what he's getting? Because I think they set him up. Mike D'Antoni never liked him, and it's messed up that he can hoop. If his attitude changes and goes to the Clippers, that's a problem. That's a problem for the Clippers because they already have wings, and he wants playing time. So I don't think he'll go to the Clippers. I'm rooting for Melo, man. He seems like a good dude off the court. However, his on-the-court attitude needs to change because he's still prioritizing playing time. And it's a hard thing to let go. When you've become a superstar or an offensive scoring superstar, it's hard to let go of that ego, man. You have to do what's better for the team, though. You have to buy into any role that the team needs from you. They might not need a scorer. They might just need a bench warmer. Maybe somebody, maybe the Lakers need somebody that when LeBron James takes those nights off, right, the extra nights they be taking off a season, and maybe Carmelo could come in and drop some buckets. But honestly, I don't see Melo as a Laker. I definitely don't see him as a Clipper. I could see some non-contending team that just wants to experiment, give him a shot, right? Who that is, I have nobody in mind right now, but hey, I'm doing good, Jason Black. Thanks for asking, bro. He said he was on ESPN talking about that. Yeah, I pretty much just covered that earlier, man. Once this video processes, you guys could rewind it and basically rewatch it again. What do you think about Steve Jackson? He's a good two-way player. Steve Jackson. I'm not sure who you're talking about, Steve Jackson. What team is he on, or is he a free agent? Not sure, bro. I mean, Steven Jackson, the only Steven Jackson I know is retired. So, not sure if you're talking about him. Dan, have you ever met a Laker in person? I have not. I have not had the pleasure of meeting a Laker in person. Now, you have to remember, I grew up in poverty, so only in my adulthood have I gone to Laker games and events. When I was a kid, I never had that, a kid growing up in Compton, I never had that pleasure of being able to go. Matter of fact, we were so broke that some of the playoff games they used to air, we used to go to Subway, to our local Subway in Gardena to watch the game. So, those are good old memories. I remember just cheering with a bunch of fans in the Subway as a kid. My brothers going nuts during those Sacramento Kings-Lakers series. Man, they were fun to watch. Steven Jackson plays for the Big Three now, and he works for ESPN. He used to play for the Pacers. Is that the one you're talking about? I used to like him a lot, especially when he was with the Pacers. I like Captain Jack when he was with the Warriors. That was a fun team to watch. But yeah, I mean, we're definitely not trying to get anybody's grandpa to come back to the Lakers, man. We need some able bodies. Yeah, I used to like. Do you guys remember that Golden State Warrior team that was actually fun to watch before all the bandwagons started joining them? When they had Baron Davis, Steven Jackson, Kalina Azubuike, I think that was his name, Matt Barnes. They had a squad, man. That was a fun team to watch. I was rooting for them to upset the number 1 seed Dallas Mavericks at the time because I hated Mark Cuban, and they did. They lost to the Jazz in the second round, but I'll never forget screaming out the top of my lungs with my bro watching that game in our little box square TV when Baron Davis just yammed on Andre Kirilenko when he was an elite defender. He clocked that all the way back and just yammed it in his face, man. I have great memories watching basketball with my brother. Monte Ellis, yep, they had Monte Ellis as well. That was fun. He said, "Did you see Kuz's interview on ESPN? His hair, LOL." Yeah, he had kind of like that younger kid look, like that skater vibe going with the hat on the top, man. That was funny. Yeah, Baron Davis was fun to watch, man. A lot of people, especially younger kids, don't know Baron Davis, but Baron Davis was doing Russell Westbrook type stuff before Russell Westbrook. You know, he was up there, man. He what was he, 6'1", 6'2", and he had hops, man. Not just that, but he had great handles. He can get into the lane and just do some incredible things around the basket. Not to mention he can get hot from beyond the arc. He was fun, man. He was fun. Do you watch Troy Dan? You know what? Actually, I do. From time to time, I'll watch him because I like to see some of the reviews on the My Team cards. So, yeah, I actually enjoy watching Troy Dan. It's pretty funny, man. Baron Davis was the man back in the day. He was deadly. Man, I miss early 2000s basketball with Vince Carter, B. Diddy, T-Mac, Kobe, Iverson, KG. Man, back when players had a lot of heart. It was so fun to watch. He said, "Dan got to go. We'll continue work on you about Melo. Look at some Olympic highlights piece." Yeah, I feel you, Philip. Peace out, bro. Nobody's going to convince me Melo should join the Lakers other than Melo. If for some reason they take a shot on Melo and it works, then I'll be like, I was wrong. But I truly don't feel like it'll work simply for the fact that, like I said, even watching his interview now, he almost convinced me. But then I heard something I didn't like, and that was, yeah, I care about a championship, but ultimately I just want to play. That's the same mentality that got him kicked off of teams, is that he wasn't willing to accept any role. At his age, with his game declining and him not being able to adapt to the new NBA effectively, he needed to basically buy into any role. And yeah, it's sad, but hey, if you still want to be a primary scorer, the big three's across the hallway, man. You know, that league is always accepting applications for senior citizens, and Carmelo Anthony's more than welcome there. If he wants to stay in the big leagues with the NBA players, he has to be able to either adapt, he has to re-earn his stripes with a coaching staff somewhere, or he just needs to take whatever role they give him. You know, not to sound harsh, but that's just the reality of it. He kind of tarnished his own legacy. I remember when he went to the Thunder, he was laughing at the fact that somebody asked him if he was going to come off the bench. His I think it's his ex-wife now, Lala. She was laughing at it too. So at the end of the day, man, that's all I'm saying. Like, Carmelo should have just bought in. He said, "What's good, Dan? We going to smack the Flippers? Laker Nation, stand up." 100%, bro. 110%, as a matter of fact. Those Flippers got something else coming if they think they're going to win the title this year. And I can't wait. I can't wait. We always put them in their place. It's only a matter of time. He said, "Might as well go with ISO Joe." Yo, ISO Joe was fun to watch with the Atlanta Hawks. Him and Josh Smith and Jamal Crawford. Now, that was an underrated big three right there. Jamal Crawford hitting half-court shots. You know, Jay Smooth with the finish at the basket, and you know, ISO Joe just taking them one-on-one, man. It was fun to watch. So there's been so many iconic teams over the years that never really won anything, but they were still fun to watch, and I was still rooting for them at the time. Am I watching that TBT tournament? TBT, what does that stand for? I'm not sure. He said Flippers will be the 6th seed. Wouldn't it be funny if one of them, you know, I never wish injuries on nobody, but I feel like they're not that deep. They're like one injury away to either Paul George or Kawhi from missing the playoffs. That's how deep the West is. Last season, I thought we were guaranteed to make the playoffs. Down goes Lonzo, down goes LeBron, and we miss it like that. So this year we have a lot more depth. If one of our players gets injured, we have good enough guys that I believe can step up and play a major role for the Lakers. So that's what I'm excited about the most. I haven't been watching a lot of TV, Jason Black, so I'm not even sure what the TBT tournament stands for. I've actually been playing at my rec league. I've been dealing with injuries ourselves, man. A lot of players missing due to work and stuff, man. One game we had to play 4-on-5. So we haven't really got a lot of winning, but no excuses, man. Next week, we're going to come even harder. I'm averaging about 17 points per game on that league, by the way, if you guys are interested. I'm shooting pretty high percentage from the beyond the arc. So mostly, though, I'm trying to get my teammates involved and, play defense. That's what I'm focused on. So, all right, T, good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good weekend. He said Horton will be put on the back burner. Horton needs to develop. That's all he has to focus on. Yeah, he probably will be put on the back burner because it's a championship season. Historically, rookies don't get a lot of playing time on championship seasons unless they stand out like Courtney Lee did for the Magic or, Fred VanVleet, guys like that. When they stand out, then they get PT. Other than that, man, they got to put in the work. So, they got to pay their dues. That's all I'm saying. I think the media is pumping the Clippers up. Looking at their roster, I don't see it. I agree. And here's the thing. Historically, teams that have won a championship have two good things. Or at least one of these two good things. They have great guards. Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, they're great players, but I don't really see them as guards. I see them more as wings. They're not really primary playmakers. They're more of scorers and defenders, right? Slashers and defenders. So that's intriguing. And then, or if they don't have a dominant guard, then they have a dominant center or both. Those are the teams that win championships. Just go back and look at the history. Last year, was an exception, but I believe injuries played a part in that. I do believe that the Warriors would have had a shot to win that series had KD been healthy, obviously. And obviously they have a dominant guard in Curry. And in today's league, I guess you would consider Draymond a big. So they were dominating the last couple of years. Before that, the team that won the championship before the Warriors was the Cleveland Cavaliers. They didn't have a dominant big, but they had good enough bigs with K Love, guys like that could play their role. And they had a dominant guard in Kyrie Irving. LeBron doesn't win that without Kyrie. So when I look at the Clippers, they don't have a dominant guard. They don't have a Chris Paul. They're like a good, like Chris Paul in his prime would have been perfect for that team. Then I would say, okay, they're championship title contenders. Right now, who's their best guard? Patrick Beverley is not going to carry their offense in a 7-game series. I'm sorry. When a team shuts down Kawhi Leonard and all the pressure goes on Paul George and they shut him down as well, they're going to need guys like Patrick Beverley to step up. Lou Williams, yes, but Lou Williams needs the ball in his hands. And in the playoffs, I'm not sure how much that works. When you ball hog too much, just ask James Harden what happens when you ball hog too much in the playoffs. Good thing about the Lakers, we have our dominant big, obviously, in Anthony Davis, and we have good backup bigs that are even better than any Clippers starting bigs. On top of that, we have good guards. We don't have great guards, but we have good guards. I'm talking Rondo. I'm talking Caruso. I'm talking Avery Bradley, Quinn Cook. Those are very good serviceable guards. And, of course, we have an elite wing player. But we have championship recipe with the big man. That's what we were missing. Now we got him. So that's what I'm saying. When I look at the history, you need to either have dominant guards and or dominant bigs and pretty decent wings. I don't see that with the Clippers. They have some overrated bigs. No disrespect to Zoo, because he was a Laker, but he hasn't proven anything in his life. He showed flashes, but flashes aren't going to get you nowhere. Unless he makes that leap and starts averaging, 18 points per game, and he starts playing like Clint Capella on defense, they're a joke. Demarcus Cousins will eat up Zubats off the bench. And Montrezl Harrell, good luck stopping Anthony Davis with your 6'7" looking ass. Look, at the end of the day, Anthony Davis is going to eat no matter who you put in front of him. The only big man that can compete with AD that I saw last season was Joel Embiid, who got the best of him on their one-on-one matchup last season. Other than Joel Embiid, there's no one in this league that can stop him. And it damn sure it ain't, Montrezl Harrell, bro. Montrezl Harrell, Whoopi Goldberg looking ass, 6'5" center. Come on, bro. They got to throw something more elite than that at Anthony Davis. So Jared Allen is solid, but he ain't stopping him. Jared Allen likes to jump a lot. He likes to get blocks and stuff like that. Giannis isn't stopping Anthony Davis. Giannis is nice, but he's nice defensively. But when you post him up, that's a different animal, right? Anthony Davis can hit you with the back to the basket. Giannis is more of a slashing guard slash big man. He's like between a wing guard and a big man. He's unorthodox. He's never seen a player like Giannis before. I think Russell Westbrook on a 6'10" body. That's what Giannis is. But all in all, man, you have to. Oh, I like that. He already changed it. He said Whoopi Harrell. I like that. But yeah, that's what he looks like, man. And I'm just keeping it 100. Like he thinks he's tough. You know, they're trying to copy their lead guard, Patrick Beverley, and they're trying to pound their chest and get really big. They're gonna see what tough is when they face a real team with bigs. I think the Denver Nuggets would knock off the Clippers with their bigs. I think even the Utah Jazz will give them a run for their money. The Lakers will definitely destroy them. I would love to see the Clippers in a 7-game series. Us as the 1 seed and them as the 8 seed. But, you know, he said, thanks for the schedule update, Dan. Got to run. Love the Dodgers jersey. Thanks, bro. He said, Lakers and Dodgers for life, bro. Absolutely, man. And the Dodgers are, man, they're looking like championship contenders this season once more. Hopefully this year they close it out, though, man. The Rams fell short. The Dodgers fell short. Ironically, both versus Boston teams. So, you know. Dan, give my 8 seed predictions. Let's see. 8 seed predictions. You know what? Let me go look at the let me type it in. Let me see what the power rankings look like, and then I'll give you my top 8 seed prediction. I think I already did this, but I'm gonna do it for you because it's always fun doing the power rankings, man. I'm gonna keep it 100. It's a blast. But okay, so I gotta look at the teams. That's all I need. Just the teams. Give me the teams. Give me all teams. I don't want to leave a team out. And I'll tell you what the standings would look like. Okay. So obviously we got Lakers number 1 in the West, for sure. And then number 2. Now this one might shock a couple of people, but I think the Denver Nuggets are the number 2 team in the West. Simply put, they're well-rounded. They got guards, they got bigs, they got everything that's necessary to compete. All right. Number 3, I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I'm gonna say that number 3 is gonna be the Utah Jazz. Now, Rudy Gobert, last I checked, he ain't going nowhere. I expect Donovan Mitchell to make a leap this season. They got better with Mike Conley as well. So they have a pretty deep team, and I haven't even went in on the rest of the roster. But I got Utah at number 3. Number 4, I'm going to give that to the Houston Rockets. Last I checked, they still have James Harden. I don't expect that to be a championship contending team, but in the regular season, James Harden always looks good, and he makes his teammates look good. They got Clint Capella. They got Russell Westbrook. I'm going to hate going up against that team. Do you imagine all the fouls they're going to draw, all the flopping? So that's why I got it at number 4, the Houston Rockets. Number 5, I got the Portland Trailblazers. You know, CJ just got paid, man. He's a $100 millionaire. So CJ McCollum is going to earn that paycheck. They traded for Hassan Whiteside. That's going to be a hit or miss trade now. Maybe the change of environment, change of scenery, gets him balling out like when he first got to Miami. I don't know if it will, though, honestly. So that's why I got, where was I, number 5 or number 6? I think I was at number 5. Number 6, I'm going to go San Antonio Spurs. You can never count out Greg Popovich. Greg Popovich is a great coach. They still got DeMar DeRozan. So, yeah, Greg Popovich there with LaMarcus Aldridge. I think Lonnie Walker is going to be a nice guard for them. He was injured last season. So, you know, I think this year he's going to come back with a – I like Lonnie Walker. That was a good draft pick by them. So that's why I got at number 6. What am I missing? I know I'm already missing some people. Number 7. This is where it gets interesting. I got 2 roster spots left. Number 7, I'm going to give it to the who should I give it to? Dang, could it be that the Pelicans have a shot? They might have an outside shot at making the playoffs, but I don't know. They're still young. So number 7, I'm going to give it to the Golden State Warriors. Yeah, they're slipping down, but they still have Curry. D'Angelo should be able to improve his game, practicing next side by side with Curry, and plus playing in a Steve Kerr system. That's a trigger-happy offense right there. So that's why I got a number 7. And rounding it out at number 8, you got the LA Flippers, which I hope doesn't happen. I hope they miss the playoffs. So that will be amazing, you know. Hey, Brandon McCullen, thanks for the donation, bro. He said Lakers win the championship, period, Dan. Absolutely. No commas. Yep. I never count out Greg Popovich. So that's my top 8. From the West. From the East, y'all want me to do the East? All right. Oh, let me go back and look at the teams again, because I don't want to leave anybody out. I always tend to do that. Let's see. The East. All right. So number 1 in the East, I got Philly. They're going to make that leapfrog jump. Ben Simmons supposedly has been working on the jump shot. I'm not counting on it. But last I checked, they still have Joel Embiid, MVP candidate. They got better. They added Al Horford, so they got a nice 1-2 punch in the paint. Can't wait to see them in the finals. That should be fun. And they still got shooters. They still got a little bit of everything. Josh Richardson from the Miami Heat, who they added, good player. So that's why I have at number 1. And they kept Tobias Harris. At number 2, you got to have the Greek freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo. MVP, man, well-deserved. Shout out to Giannis, man. Hopefully one day future Laker. That would be awesome. But not holding my breath. I got them at number 2. I don't think they got better. They lost a couple of players I like Mirotic and Brogdon. So I think they're going to stay about the same, though, because Giannis is going to continue to improve. They did add one of the Lopez brothers, the defensive one. It's a nice little pickup. So I have them at number 2. At number 3, I think Brooklyn will be at number 3. I think they did improve by adding Kyrie Irving. Obviously, I like D'Angelo Russell. I'm a fan. But Kyrie Irving is an upgrade. And I think I really like Karis LeVert and Spencer Dinwiddie. They were fun to watch in the playoffs last year, by the way. I think they'll make that jump, knowing that they have Kevin Durant on the bench to help guide them. And I like Jared Allen. I like their roster, man. I really do. And their head coach is really good, Kenny Atkinson. That's a fun up-and-coming team. And I think Kyrie's going to lead the way. They're going to be the 3rd team, in my opinion. So those are my top 3. At number 4, now the East is a little harder to dissect because you always have some surprise team rising to the top. But as much as I hate Boston, I'd probably put them at number 4. They did lose Kyrie. They lost Al Horford. But I don't see too many teams better than them right now as it stands. Scratch that. Boston's not number 4. Indiana Pacers, I put them at number 4. I forgot who they added, but they made a pretty nice acquisition. If you guys remember who, jog my memory right now because I don't. Yeah, the Pacers. The Pacers, I put them at number 4 for sure. I remember they added somebody, but he just doesn't come to mind right now. Brogdon, right? They added Brogdon, and not just that. Not only did they add Brogdon, but I think they added some shooters as well. So yeah, I put the Pacers at number 4. It's not a clear cut, but that should definitely be interesting to see how that pans out. As far as the next 4 teams, 5 through 8, that's a toss-up. You just never know. It could be anybody. It could be Detroit making that leap. Blake Griffin balled out last season. It could be Boston. I doubt it. They're probably gonna be like 6th seed. But take your pick with the bottom teams. I hope the Knicks make it. I really want to see Julius Randle in the playoff series. I've never seen him play in the playoffs. I got to see Clarkson. I've got to see Larry Nance. I've got to see D'Angelo Russell already. We're just missing Julius. So hopefully Julius and the New York Knicks can crack a top 8 seed in the East. Orlando is improving. So, I mean, pretty much you can make some in there. The Pistons added Derrick Rose, all of that good stuff. But, yeah, I don't want to predict the next 4 because the East is always unpredictable. They have like 3 or 4 good teams in the East, and everybody else is just basically a pretender. But it should be a fun season, guys. That's going to wrap it up for me. This was a very long video. I didn't anticipate it to be this long. But if I missed your questions, leave them in the comment section as soon as this video is done streaming. Don't forget to hit that like button. And if you already haven't, please subscribe. Keep it locked right here. All things Lakers and more. And I'll keep you guys posted. As soon as the schedule drops, I'm coming with a live prediction video. And let's see how many wins we could draw up on the board, man. That should be fun. So again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll catch you guys on the next one, and have a great day, Laker Nation. Peace out.